Do you know what today is? It's White History Wednesday. Hey! Hey, how you doing? It's your girl, Maya Lamise. And for those of you who are new here, it's White History Wednesday. I created this segment specifically for the people who said, why do Black people need a whole month to tell their history? And for that, we give you 52 days. Ready to hear it? Here it go. Y'all know I keep my handy dandy notebook. So in the 1920s, Cornelius Coffey and John C. Robinson wanted to learn to fly. Of course, they had an issue with that. They applied to the Curtis Wright School of Aeronautics in Chicago, and they were accepted until they realized that they were Black. Okay. The school revoked admission, but that's okay because Robinson got hired as a janitor where he secretly sat in on classes and listened. And he heard of a plane that was for sale for $300. Now, Coffee wasn't with none of that. He ended up suing the school for discrimination, right? And then they end up coming together buying the plane for the $300. Okay, the school heard of their work and how great and amazing they were that they agreed to give them classes at night in exchange for dropping the lawsuit. Yeah, don't that sound familiar? They always want to negotiate something. They would rather save their image than to actually do right by people. They didn't do that to help them. They did that so they wouldn't be sued for discrimination. They wanted the lawsuit to end. White History Wednesday. It only makes sense. Okay. Matt Charles Parker was a 23-year-old Army vet, and he was lynched due to a Caucasian woman lying to her husband in order to cover up an affair. She said that he raped her in order to cover up an affair with a white man that she was having in Lumberton, Mississippi. Her name was June Walters. I want to know where the descendants of June is because if your grandma, great grandma did something like that, ain't no telling what y'all out here doing right now. White History Wednesday. Let's get into East St. Louis massacre. Okay, it was caused by racial tensions and competition of jobs because they didn't want us working with them. Okay, it was extremely violent attacks on Black people by Caucasian mobs in East St. Louis, Illinois. Now that confused me too because I was like, St. Louis got a, Illinois got a St. Louis, but okay, whatever. We here. Now this massacre lasted from late May to early July. The violence led to 100 deaths. 6,000 Black people being displaced and over 400,000 in damages that's equivalent to 9.82 million as of 2024. It was the worst riot in history. But now tell us about that because I didn't learn about that in school. Did you? Let me know in the comments. White History Wednesday. Vincent Simmons was a legend that he was convicted as a part of a cover-up for a YT man who had connections with the police. And baby, he was right. Vincent spent 44 years. I had to close my eyes because that's unimaginable. He spent 44 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. And what's the crime that you asked? Raping some Caucasian twins. Okay, that was the crime. And they lied to cover up the fact that one of them was sleeping with their biological cousin. This man did 44 years for you sleeping with your cousin. White History Wednesday. 688 receives their Congressional Gold Medal now in 2025. And I know we should be happy, but I really feel like had Tyler Perry not made that movie, these ladies would not be recognized. Most of them are no longer here. I want to say it's just a few of them that's still alive. Agreed. Because they were the first all Black battalion of Black women who served in World War II, and they helped everybody get their mail and stuff. It was a whole movie about it, but I feel like had that movie not come out, they would not be recognized. White History Wednesday. Do y'all remember this situation? It's the caretaker and his autistic client. The caretaker. His hands is up like that because he's trying to convince the police officer not to pew the client because the client was autistic and would not put down his truck. And then even though he's laying there with his hands up, the officer ended up pewing him. And he said, well, why did you shoot me? And the officer said, I don't know. I'm sorry. White History Wednesday. Because what? Did y'all hear about the Daughters of the Confederacy? They were founded in 1894. They rewrote history books to make it seem like slavery wasn't so bad. And that's the history that we're teaching our kids today. Okay, and this is why I created White History Wednesday, so we can know the truth about what's been going on for real. And for those of you who stayed and watched the whole entire time, I just want to say thank you for watching White History Wednesday. Don't forget to comment, like, share. If you subscribe, whatever platform you are on. Don't forget I have merch available as well. And if you want to be a content creator, I also have a free content calendar. Y'all have a good one. Have the day y'all deserve. Happy White History Wednesday. Yeah.
Hey, so welcome to ILTG, the show that keeps you inspired, informed, and in the know. I'm your host, Vision X, and that was Maya Lamis. She actually has a very good page. I don't really need to say much about what's going on her page. She pretty much nails it on the head. I don't have to comment about a lot of things. And also with this episode, I'm going to be doing some things a little bit different as well. Normally, I just take segments of different episodes and cut them, but I actually have a real job. Unlike a lot of y'all that's on OnlyFans and just for fans and need people to take care of you, sugar mama, sugar daddies. I don't do any of that stuff. So I have a real job. So I'm going to start consolidating a lot of these topics and stuff and getting straight to the point with a lot of things. But my alumnus does this every Wednesday. So if you catch White History Wednesday, it'd be very informative. I've also researched a lot of the things that she did say, and everything that she said lines up. So there you have it. You have your White History Wednesday for the white folks that get upset. So I'll read some of the comments that they have on here. So Lisa Sincati, keep teaching and preaching. I'm here for it. And that's a white lady. Brand new 84. This is awesome. What do you do? Calculus Brian, recent follower, grateful to meet a fellow historian, fair witness, no lies detected. Sassy Karan, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Care 79, mobs, they always have to cheat. And Lloyd loves 2213, favorite part of my week. I love hearing you spread the truth. Throughout this, we're going to be talking about, workplace issues. We're going to touch on Shannon Sharpe because he made a response that happened recently against Dr. Umar. As you know, this is the issue with the Falcons right here that called Shedeur Sanders. And, it's been a whole thing regarding that. We all know that's about race. We ain't going to even go there. It is what it is. We're also going to get into the case of Allison found not guilty on murder charges. Maya Lama, she also posted that as well. And she'd be having some informative things. We're also going to talk about the Latins that's still being deported. This was a lady named Rosemary Alvarado who was deported after she went to the inspection office to where you would get your green card, and she was detained. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then last but not least, this is how bitch happens. I love her podcast. She be having people upset, but she be telling you the straight truth. And so I'll end a segment with her. So this right here, we're going to go on straight into this next video. I am not going to keep you long and waiting, and let's hear it.
That we're seeing the numbers that we need to see. So for the next, I would say 30 minutes or so, we're going to go over Q1, have a lot of key client deliverables that we need to get access to, and we need to make sure. Okay, so D, where'd you go? It's kind of hard to oversee if I can't see you, okay? So
it's 5 o'clock. I'm off work.
Okay, but we're not done with the critical key talking points from the agenda. So we just kind of want to make sure that we're getting through everything. It'll be really quickly. I won't take up any more of your time. Okay, so it's only going to take about 40 more minutes. Okay, so
Okay, well then you're gonna have to send an email. I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm off. I'm off. I have things to do.
because of this whole work from home structure, we really have to look at, when we're allocating the time that we're doing work.
Aaron.
Yeah.
It is 5 o'clock. You hired me to work from 9 to 5. So after 5 o'clock, I can go pop a bottle in the club with my homegirls. I can do whatever I want to do, but it's not gonna be here on this call.
Okay, well, we are having a virtual happy hour if you would like to pop a bottle with the higher ups.
Goodbye.
That we're seeing the numbers that we need to see.
So I just wanted to comment on this. This was posted by the Career Rocket IO. And, this is actually real situations that do happen at work. I experience this. I know other people that experience this as well. And you be having these managers that, don't really have a life. They want you to be on this on phone calls and emails and text messages 24/7. And the job says 9 to 5. If that says 9 to 5 and you only paying 40 hours, then that's what it is. Because I'm going to tell you why. Working for companies like this, let me tell you, as soon as you get sick, especially if you do FMLA, everybody I know that has done FMLA and it has came back that wasn't because of a pregnancy, I've seen them get terminated. They try to find a reason to terminate the person. Oh, we're downsizing, or you had a report late 3 years ago or something. They always try to find a reason to terminate you when you use FMLA. It's like FMLA is like a curse at work. Me having a master's in HR, I can tell you, I've seen it. I've wrote papers on this before for college. And when I tell you that the statistics are pretty bad, and then in addition to that, if you get sick or something goes wrong, I promise you this, let you pass away. They will have your job on Indeed, LinkedIn, every single job site that you could possibly name within 24 hours. Some won't even send your family flowers. So when it comes to stuff like this, take care of yourself. Make sure that you're sitting there doing what you need to do. 9 to 5 is 9 to 5. After that, they need to speak to you tomorrow. And if it's a Friday, they need to speak to you on Monday. Let's read some of the comments. So the Career Rocket says, stay ahead of the curve with the latest news and tips for federal employees. And then Mama Doko, Gen Z is doing what we should have been doing for decades, but instead we just went along with it and took the employee abuse. That is true. Iron Brian Brian DLC, 40 minutes of what now? No, ma'am, I'm good. I agree with that. Gagalan Nod, DeAndre is the MVP. Kylie Yoon, honestly, I give more. That will be me until 5:15. Carrie Hernandez, 62. Why is it her fault of failure to plan accordingly and have meetings within working hours? I agree with that. Nella Chilla, is Aaron on something? And then Poetic Butterfly, a virtual happy hour with the higher ups. Girl, no. I'll tell you this. A lot of times when they talk about higher ups and everything, these higher ups already have their favorites based off race, sex, who your family ties is, what fraternity you are with. So a lot of times you trying to kiss butt, be chimichanga, whatever you want, it ain't gonna even work. They already had picked their people a long time. I've seen people that literally kiss butt for years, and I tell them, you are never gonna get that job. They used you to make sure to make the other people look better, to make the company look better. But in their eyes, they paid you a paycheck. That's all they offer you. That's all you're going to be getting. So at the end of the day, my advice to you on this one, take care of yourself. And at the end of the day, if they can't take that in terms of you saying that you're going to be clocking out at 5 o'clock, which is in the company policy, then you need to go find something else to move on, or they need to figure out a different way to get the job done within working hours. The next one, Shannon Sharpe. So Dr. Umar Johnson, who's also a controversial figure as well. As you know, this is just a recap of what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. As you do know, a lot of people are covering this video. I covered this video as well. And Shannon Sharpe is in a lot of issues going on right now. Shannon Sharpe was paying some OnlyFans, prostitute, however you want to call it, white girl who wasn't even that attractive. And he was paying her all this money to have sex with him, okay? And at the end of the day, I guess it was a setup by Tony Busby. As you know, he's that sleazy, crooked attorney that tries to, scam people out of money the way it kind of seems, especially with the Jay-Z trial. And so Shannon Sharpe responded to Dr. Umar. So the original context, so Shannon said, GAF, what Umar, I don't give a F, what Dr. Umar Johnson or others thinks about what he or other people date. That's the problem. You worry about other people. I'm not harming, bothering you, or taking money out of your pockets. Now stay the F off my timeline. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And then somebody said, my dear brother Shannon, in a recent video, you expressed the same for those in the community who are committed to rebuilding and preserving the traditional all-Black family. We are not enemies. You are my brother. You have as much right to date snow bunnies as we have to disagree with, to each his own. We simply pray that you one day return to dating women of your own race. I'm not the owner nor operator of the Not Context Dr. Umar Twitter page. I have suspicions that that page is either controlled by a non-African or a European. Those tweets are not coming from my Twitter account. Please enjoy our upcoming Juneteenth holiday. Stay Black, brother Shannon. By the way, the name is Dr. Umar, sir. And, at the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe's feeling the heat. I mean, this is a Black guy, and I'm just going to keep it strictly 100 with you. This man was being offered a $100 million deal by Disney. And you know what happens at work? Like just recently, I had some white people ask me at work, it was like, oh, well, what do you think of the Shannon Sharpe thing? What do you think? I think, I don't know. I don't know the guy. And it's like they think that all Black people are monolith and one person speaks for all of them. We do not. A lot of Black people don't roll together, just like a lot of Asians don't roll together, a lot of Latins don't roll together, and a lot of whites don't roll together. It's different factions within these groups. A lot of people just don't roll together like that. Shannon Sharpe, he likes whites. He wants to be white. He hangs out with white girls. He likes that BBC blacked big back bull. Just go online and type in big black bull. You're gonna see every type of porn site where this stuff is happening at. In red states like Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, they got compounds where people do this type of stuff. There's really like this slave compound where people do reenactments sexually. This stuff is big. He's into that stuff. Good for him. He doesn't want nobody to help him. That's his business. He has publicists. He has millions of dollars. He has people to help him out. Let them help him out. Let them worry about him. Black women, this ain't even your fight. This ain't your business. The 92%, stay over there. Do y'all thing. Drink Kool-Aid, iced tea, whatever you're going to do. Let this guy do his own thing. That's his problem. Let it be done. I'm actually kind of sick of the story, to be honest about it. His problem, and we need to move on from it. I'm going to read some comments from the people that is in Dr. Umar Johnson's page. Sabaria Garden, Shannon mad at everybody but the white woman he chose to creep with. Well, Tommy M. Pickles, 94. Nah, give that in his lashes. We've seen enough. Kai Empire 19. You went so hard to protect his brother, and he didn't even mention your name with respect. Vegan Vincent, a hard head makes a soft egg. Miss Slim Cookie, black women pass on accepting him back. I'll agree with that. I'm a big firm believer of that. Do you want to stay on the other side and you want to be over there? Stay over there. I am not that, oh, you're going to come back here. Nah, stay over there. They chase you down the street with a shotgun or they run you over or whatever, or the cops is beating on you. I'm going to drive right by you like you don't even exist. I'm just one of those people. I don't have time for trying to figure out if I'm a friend or foe or who you are. If I can't figure out who you are, we don't need to be hanging out. We don't need to be talking. It's just the way that is. Melanin Maddens, respectfully, Dr. Umar, we don't want this one back. That is not the kind of black man we want influencing the community. Let that one go. Renz, XO, that's why he deserves everything he is facing. And the last one I'll read is Teacher Tatu. Doc and Shay Shay better get the name right. Dr. Umar earned his degree. Okay, Doc, we hear you, sir. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. So as you know, this is the whole thing going on with the Falcons, and also Shedeur Sanders. As you know, the NFL has been after the Sanders family for a while. I don't know what is up with white folks, and it's like a mental illness or sickness or something within y'all. I don't even think it's mental illness. I just think it's in your DNA. Because every time y'all see a black family or a black successful family, it's always got to tear them down, or they think they're too proud, or they think they're this. But we never say that to white folks. It's always we got to pick on the black people. This boy has been exceptional. He has never been in trouble. He's done everything right. And then the defensive coordinator's son called Shedeur and was prank calling him, and that's actually like a security issue right there for people's information being released like that, for you to just have it sitting out. I don't think the father is sorry about it. I don't think that the little white kid is sorry about it. Actually, I think that he should have been charged. That's releasing somebody's personal information, or you're hacking into somebody's information to call them. It's very goofy. Is something that needs to be talked about within that community, because something is like, it's like black people living in your heads rent free. Yeah, we always got to be on your mind. We always got to be, we always got to be something within your mind for y'all to bother us, whether we're barbecuing, whether we're having a good time. We always got to be on your mind. And this is one of those examples. Black people just want to be left alone. We just want to do our thing. We want to be successful. We want to have our barbecues and have a good time. And like I stated before, and I don't care how people feel about this, without racism, I don't know where white folks would be, because this is a clear example. If this had been a black coach's son that has done that, there wouldn't have been no fine like this. It probably would have been a lot higher. I'm pretty sure that black coach would have been fired. Let's just keep it strictly 100. But let's read some of the comments. This was posted by Essence Black Culture. Silent moves. Send the son to El Salvador. I'm tired of this S. I 100% agree. I'm telling you, people are not getting their just desserts. That's the problem. People are not getting the business. So people feel like, oh, I'm just going to get a slap on the wrist. I'm going to get a fine or something. No, people need to start getting the business. That will shape up especially a lot of white folks. That will shape them up instantly when you start seeing them getting deported to El Salvador and stuff like that. But until that happens, you're going to continue to see like goofy stuff like this happens. Ken Asia, some of these names are going to butcher. They should fire him too, because how did the son get this young man's number? I just stated that. I'm going to like that one. 65 rider, he should be fired and his son charged. And yes, it can be considered a crime. I agree. B-Dub, the breach alone should be a fireable offense. These roles are Hawaiian. That ain't enough. He should have been fired. I agree. But that's not going to happen. This is a white man, and he did it to a black person. You know how people they look at, when it happens to a black person, they look at the crime a lot less. But when we do it to them or anything like that, it's a big issue. It got to be put in the news for every day, all year long. It's the worst crime in the history. So it's just goofy stuff, and this is the reason why black people keep having issues in the country, because white folks, if y'all just leave us alone and let us do our thing and don't bother us, we'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. Miss Mochalox, well, I don't know how to say that. Find him more. That was legit data breach with malicious intent. That was. I just stated that. Doctor knows best. And what else? What accountability is there for the son? I wonder if this would have been a fireable offense if you know us. I'm telling you, everything I just said hit it on the net. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be more discussion of this being talked tomorrow and a few days until the story kind of gets killed and died down. Okay. All right. So my alumnus, she posted this again. This is regarding Carmelo Anthony and that white bully that pretty much unalived his own self, to be honest about it. I mean, it's a thing called keep your hands to yourself. I don't know what's so hard about that. I don't know if you need to go to resource class or if you need to go to preschool again or whatever. It's a thing called keep your hands to yourself. And people that don't want to keep their hands to themselves. But she brought up this case right here. This is another case where Casey Allison had murdered this Hispanic dude, and she's going to sit here and talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump right into the clip.
Okay, y'all, it's my lunch break. I'm walking out the door from work. Let's get into this news. So remember I told y'all about Casey Allison. I'm going to go ahead and put the picture up there. Casey Allison was a student that stabbed another student in the school bathroom. And I brought that case up because I wanted to make sure Carmelo was going to be treated fairly. Now, I told y'all his trial started like 2 weeks ago and it's finished already. Yep. He was found not guilty for murder, but he was found guilty for criminal negligent homicide, which means he did not intend to unalive that person. And the sentence for that is 6 months to 2 years max. They said he was scared and reacting to violence against him. And his sentencing is going to be June 16th at 9 a.m. Now, I brought this up simply because y'all say Carmelo can't get away with what he did, but Casey Allison did. And I know Carmelo is not the right color, but Casey Allison is the right color. So what I'm saying is the same sentence he just got, the same thing, the same grace they just showed him. They need to be showing Carmelo that same grace whenever his trial starts, because Casey Allison did the same thing. He was being quote unquote bullied. He was defending himself. He had a knife at school. Same situation. I don't care what y'all say. Okay, y'all.
Now, as you know, they're trying to really blow up the black and white one versus the white on the Latin one. As you kind of see, the Carmelo one is all in the news. Everybody's talking about, but they're not talking about this Casey Allison one. And I agree with her. This, according to what the report says, Casey Allison stabbed that boy 18 times. I want y'all to process that 18 times. So I'm sitting here like, okay, so he didn't mean to do it, but he unalived that boy with 18 stabbings. Like, come on, like let's be for real. But I'm pretty sure he had an all-white probably jury, and a few other minorities in there that want to be white. Everybody want to be white these days. Let's keep it real. And then in addition to that, that white kid is not going to serve that time. I don't think he's going to serve hardly any of that time. I think he's probably going to get the 6 months. And you know what? They might give him a house arrest probation or community service. I'm pretty sure when white kids do something like that, and this is just for me living in, the Midwest, I've seen them do the same. Actually, I'm going to take it a step further. Some of the biggest drug dealers in Kansas and Missouri are white people. I've seen their houses get raided. I've seen them get pulled over with ounces of drugs and stuff in the car. I've seen it, and I've seen people have DUIs. But I've seen cops take these white kids to the house. One of my friends, who was a good friend of mine, he was driving around drunk, ran into a tree. When I tell you, the cop put him in the car, took him home to his aunt, and gave him a reprimand. There was no charges filed. There was no anything. All he had to do is work off it and pay something. I said, now let that have been a black kid that had done that. I said the justice system is just full of it. I said they only apply the good part of the law to the people they like, and they only apply the bad part of the law to the people that they don't like. That is a fact. And this is a clear example of that, because I have seen it where you see a black person or a Latin person, depending on how they view which state you're in, and they would sit there and they would get 30 years to 40 years for an ounce of weed, but then you see white kids that I knew that was some of the biggest drug dealers ever, house raided, and they're getting reprimanded, or they just have to do a community service and say that they won't do it again. That's what I'm telling y'all. The legal system is just full of it, and people keep forgetting 60% of the exonerations, 60% are Black people. That means a lot of Black people get wrongly convicted, wrongly charged, and everything, and others, who should be charged and who should be in jail are out here roaming free. That's why we having all these crime issues, because it's the wrong people being charged, and that's why I said the legal system just needs a lot of work. But let's read some of the comments from Maya Loomis. She says, Casey Allison found not guilty on murder charges. Amber Seidner says, I knew it. They better do right thing for Carmelo. True Sweet Tea. Two different Americas. They solo traveler looking for the Peckerwoods in the comment section. Blessed be Yeshua. The white terrorists cannot be reasoned with and bargained with. They will not see logic in your argument because fairness is reason and oppression is the logical consequence of fairness. And then I'll read one more. Max Altoff. Carmelo stabbed him one time, not multiplying. Sound like self-defense to me and someone who was scared. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next video. It's actually our next video. This is actually a still. This was posted by Occupy Democrats. They said not even green card interviews are safe. So Rosemary Alvarez, married to a U.S. citizen and mother of 3 American children, followed the legal process and was approved for her green card. Yet at her interview, she was detained by ICE and torn from her family. She did everything right. I kept telling everybody this. I kept saying it over and over again. I told people, I said, the law is about to be run over. And as this is a white man who is racist, who's xenophobic, all that stuff, he gonna say whatever he want, and that's gonna be law. I keep telling everybody, it's the same things as I used to see in Kansas, Missouri. It's nothing. That's why I say I'm not surprised by what's going on in the White House. I see this stuff at work. I see people go to work. They can say anything they want to you, do anything they want to you, scare anybody. People don't want to lose their jobs. They can do anything they want without any consequences. I keep telling everybody's like, the law is going to protect me. This man is not playing with y'all. Trump is not playing with y'all. Y'all think this man is playing with everybody. That's what frustrates me about the Democrats. They're like, oh, we're going to hold up signs and wear pink dresses and, wear ribbons. And I'm looking at them like, y'all look goofy. Y'all look goofy and stupid, because ain't nobody about to sit here and be looking at y'all wearing pink dresses and signs and stuff when people are being deported without due process, but he got due process with 34 felonies. And that's not the only thing that he was charged with and convicted of. SA as well. So I keep telling y'all, everybody thought it was a game, but this is the thing. And I was talking to some friends about this the other day. I believe that empathy and sympathy is conditional. Because if you voted for him and you did, and he said it on the news the other day, people did vote for it. I agree with him 100%. They did vote for you. This is what people voted for, and this is what others sat out. So y'all voted for this. Now everybody's like, oh my God, we can't believe this is happening. Oh my God, the farmers are getting all their subsidies cut. Oh my God, all the Medicaid and Social Security. Oh, well, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. I kept telling y'all get what you vote for. You get what you pay for. It's conditional. Now, if they did not vote for him or they did not vote the right way, I can't feel sorry for this family. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I'm sick of people making bad decisions over and over again. And then once they make a bad decision, then they want everybody to come to their defense and like, oh, this is such a bad thing. I'm like, no, it's not really a bad thing. This is what you voted for. I mean, aren't you proud of what you voted for? I'm a firm believer. If you did something, stick to it. And that's what y'all need to do, stick to it. So it's unfortunate that this is happening, but I cannot say I'm surprised, okay? So let's read some of the comments. Chris298, I do not want to hear one Trump support say they support immigrants as long as they do it the right way and come in front of the door. Lee Mary Bartow, so it never really was about differentiating legal entity versus illegal entry, was it? The administration made a lie of that as soon as they could. Caesar Worldwide, this administration better apologize and return them, because if they don't, on the next Democratic run, we will start trading the members of this administration out to El Salvador's prison camp to get back all those innocent prisoners. The Democrats are too weak to do that. We ain't gonna even go there. Chrissy Face proof that it was never about legal entry. Nonchalant 5 o'clock. We have to make sure we remember this. It's not just one man doing this, it's the entire administration. They all must go. And House of Hands Drip, so disgusting. They're not hiding this racism at all. So the last video I'm going to talk about is Bitch Happens. I love her content. She be having a lot of people upset at her, but she be telling you the straight facts. So I'm going to sit here and play her video, and then I'm going to be ending this segment.
All rise. The Court of No Appeals is now in session. Jason Whitlock, you big bag, big titty bitch, come roll your crab in a barrel ass on down here. Candace Owens, you can shuck and jive your olive oil shaped ass right in the same fucking direction. And the rest of the conservative coalition, bring your ass because you niggas on the docket today. Jason Whitlock, you biggie bag eating bastard, you let Nick Fuentes get his fucking prepubescent AI generated twink looking ass online. And not only did he pull your fucking card, but he said the quiet part out loud. Now, when black people been telling you you're a token nigga, you got all the smoke in the world for us. But when he called you a token nigga, it's quiet. You ain't had nothing to say to him. And the fact that little ugly motherfucker can still feel his face lets me know you a bitch. And side note, Nick Fuentes, you may never see this video, but in case you do, I can't wait for you to go to jail because it'll be your body, but your cellmate's choice. Next up, Candace Owens. I am convinced that you have hated being black since you was in fucking utero. You came out the womb with blackface and tap shoes. Your first words wasn't mama or dada, it was massive. And your whole fucking rebrand, you can keep that shit. We don't want it. You picked your side, stay the fuck over there. I knew you wasn't a part of the sisterhood when you was out here rocking them fucking crunchy ass split ends. Because if you had black women friends that actually loved you, they wouldn't have let you leave the house. You had wig money, at the very least. Sew in money something, because that wasn't no excuse for that bullshit. Mark Robinson, you're the reason why abortions are necessary, and your mother should have absolutely had one. It's very clear that you're an emotional eater, and that emotion is self-hatred. Now, personally, I've never seen a nigga eat their weight in hate, but you fucking got it. I know you and your wife ain't seen your dick in 3 decades. Pastor Jordan Wells, you already tried it one time when you got your ass online talking shit about Jasmine Crockett, but then you decided to bring your moon cricket ass back online talking about if it's a race war, you're going to be on the white people's side. I don't know if you've looked in the mirror, but nigga, you look like nighttime. You're never going to get an invite to the big house. It's never going to happen. But it's nice to know that the white people don't have to waste time butt breaking you because you're already bent over with your cheeks spread, ready for it. Since you're a pastor, I'm pretty sure God has already told you, no Vaseline. Rob Smith, you 80s action figure looking ass nigga, G.I. Ho, the anti-black American hero. I don't give a fuck how many white men you sashay Shantae your ass in front of, you're never going to be a white woman. So get involved and give it up and turn it the fuck loose. Every day, you niggas wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to take on the day for a white man, and in some cases, white women to stick their entire fist right up your ass because they're the ventriloquists and you niggas are the fucking done. You're nothing but their mouthpiece. They use you to call us a nigga because they know they fucking can't. They use you to tell us how they really feel about black people because they know if they said it, they get fucked up. So they would just prefer we fuck you up instead. And you know what? That's a consolation prize I can fucking give you. Y'all are nothing more than at-will employees. The moment your services are no longer needed, your positions will be terminated. So you know what?
That's right.
You can come to Jesus anytime you like, but you can't come the fuck back over here. You got a better chance at calling Tiny and Candy and asking them for some fucking understanding because we fresh the fuck out. And we won't be reeing up. To the conservative coon coalition, I hereby sentence you to a lifetime in MAGA with no possibility of parole and no access to KY jelly. Court adjourned.
Yeah. She don't care. I'm telling you, I'm a fire with fire person. I'm not that turn the other cheek and, oh, you hit me and I'm just gonna call somebody to come. I'm not doing that. You hit me, I'm hitting your ass back. This is just the way that's happening. And I gotta give it to her, because we got too many weak people. That's the problem. You see in Greece and Rome, and I'm just going to use this as an example before I end this segment, this episode. But in Greece and Rome, you sit there, you hit somebody's family, or the police unalive their families, they going back to unalive your family. That's why the police don't be just out there just unaliving people or beating on them and stuff, because those people will come for you and do the same to your family. You run over their child, they're gonna run over your child. Oh, you sit there and you throw their wife out the window, they're gonna throw your wife out the window. That's what America needs: an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth law. That would stop all crime in America, especially with a lot of white folks. Hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. But I'm about to end this segment, but I'm gonna read some of the comments before I go. Bitch Happens, thank you for posting this as well. West Coast Fitness says, damn. Bitch Happens, she said, thank you for everyone for all the love and support. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Xeon24, get your own podcast ASAP. Everybody shooketh, and you left no crumbs once again. Even I can't come up with clapbacks like that. Seconds, Ms. Doctorate. Ralph Hernandez, I'm Hispanic who voted for Ms. Harris. Your take on those Latinos for Trump was 100% spot on. Lovely content. Keep up the great work. If you watch that video, she ate them up on that video. Resi 15, the undisputed queen of clapbacks. All hail the queen. Reese Mimi, first of all, you're amazing. Side note, your hair looks incredible. I mean, you always look great. Okay, yeah, I don't got time for the kissing butt, so I wanted to hear some of the good comments. Sharon Slikes, I'll read one last one. When I say she came ready today, robe, hair, and all. So yeah, this is Bitch Shopping. She has a lot of content that she posts. I don't know if she posts daily, but a lot of her contents get a lot of views. And also, me and her just befriended each other as well, so I'm happy about that because she has some good stuff to say. And hopefully me and her can join forces and have an actual show to talk about some things together, or I can interview her. So this is the end of IOTG. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please remember, full episodes are on YouTube as well. If you would like to be a guest on the show, I'm going to be having guests come on eventually soon. But other than that, if you would like to be a guest on the show, please let me know. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Have a good day.